Yo, my people, damn. CFC, Redis Blue, back with another video. And it's match review settings, man. Brighton 2, Chelsea 1. Love for you guys' support on the watch along. Thank you for all that support. And yeah, man, the performance today, it wasn't even good enough, man. It wasn't good enough. Today just outlines why Nicholas Jackson's even more important than we all think he is. Because attacking wise, we did nothing. Couldn't do too much. But before I get into that, let me just talk about the starting 11 today. Starting 11 was Robert Sanchez in goal, jarring. Right back was Malo Gusto. Centre backs was Tosin Adarabioyo as well as Trevor Chalobah. Left back was Mark Cucurella. CDMs was Kiernan Drewsbury Hall as well as Moises Caicedo, who was the captain today. On the left, we had Jadon Sancho. On the right, we had Pedro Neto, Cam, Cole Palmer, striker, Christopher Nkunku. That was our starting 11 for this game. And if man's going to be so real, yeah, the game started off well. We started off on the front foot, causing Brighton problems. And long and behold, within the first 5 minutes, Cole Palmer scored, man. Scored. I know it's going to get ruled as an own goal, but as you can see, I'm saying that there is a goal for Cole Palmer because he shot. It's not like the shot was off target. It was going in. It was going in. And Brihgton just done a mad thing. Made the ball go into his own net. And it went 1-0 to Chelsea. And from there, I'm just thinking, yo, yeah, man, means hurry up and get another goal. Because we know that we can't really keep too many 1-0 leads out here. Sometimes we just generally need to score at least 2 goals. And today, we definitely did need to. I did believe that we could get the second goal, but didn't happen. Rutter, that man there, he scored a good goal. Ball came in, and defenders couldn't do anything about it. Clean header, good finish from them. And it was when 1-1 to Chelsea. We had the lead for about 7 minutes. And then from there, it was a pretty even game. Like in this match, we had the ball a lot more, but Brighton overall in that whole entire of the game had just done a little bit better. Like there was enough times where Christopher Nkunku would drop deep, but then after that he would drop deep, and then after the ball just doesn't go into him. I mean, the ball dropped deep, then other guys are trying to get in. Kiernan Drewsbury Hall at times, Cole Palmer. We tried that a lot of times, but nothing really came off. And even in the first half, where we did have an opportunity, Christopher Nkunku's getting put through. Like, I don't understand why bro didn't take a shot. Like maybe it's due to the fact that he didn't maybe it's due to the fact that he hasn't played too often, but that's not really an excuse, man. Like you don't have that too much confidence, but you should be hitting that with your left foot, man. You should be. I tried to square it to Cole Palmer and we lost the chance. And other than that, I can't really say too many other chances that we had that was good enough. Like first half, Brian didn't do too much, but we definitely didn't. They ended the first half pretty even, so as we. And yeah, man, I'll be real. It was a pretty even first half, I'm gonna say. So I can't say that Brian deserved to go into this first half, go into the end of the first half with the lead. If we took in that chance, then we would have been able to have the lead. But it just wasn't the case. Wasn't the case, and we go into the second half 1-1. 1-1. And then in the second half, that's where a lot of things changed. Like the intensity went down. We didn't do too much with the ball. And within the first like 15, 20 minutes of the second half, these guys scored. Matoma gets the ball. Like it could have been a handball by I remember the guy's name, whether it's Welbeck or someone else, but it could have been a handball. It didn't get ruled as a handball. There's no VAR in the situation. And yeah, man, if man's gonna be honest, it was a good finish from Matoma. It was literally a good finish from Matoma. And man can't even be too mad about it. Like, because defensively, that is our weakest points. Man's gonna be so honest. Defensively is our weakest points. Like we can't really do too much about that. And after all, like it's just very jarring. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like It's jarring to go out of the FA Cup. But one positive that I'll take out of this is the fact that we don't have any other competition bar the Conference League. The performance today, we didn't deserve the win. Brighton didn't outplay us or anything like that, but they just did enough to get through to the next round. At least we don't have to deal with this. And as long as we get top four or get Champions League football and win the Conference League, that would be good enough. Because going into the season, that's all I wanted. It would be nice if we could get an FA Cup. It would be nice if we can get a Carabao Cup. But the biggest thing is getting Champions League football. That's the biggest thing for us. And it's still in our hands at this moment in time. And Brighton, people are going to be sitting there saying, oh, they literally lost 7-0 by Nottingham Forest. That's true. But then that makes them even more going into this game. They're going to be like, oh, we can't be that bad defensively. And defensively, they were good. They had so many men behind the ball. It was hard for us to really break them down, especially in the second half where they got the second goal. Man's going to be so honest. So, like, they couldn't afford to go and concede their goals. They couldn't because it already happened in the last game. Even Lewis Dunk came off at half time for them, and they were just as good defensively. We made some changes. Noni Madueke came on, Tyreek George came on, Enzo Fernandez came on, but that didn't really change too much for us. We're literally going to be honest. Like, that's the reason why I just sit here and say that Brighton definitely deserved the win. They definitely deserve to go through to the next round. We just didn't do good enough. But the main thing is that we have them to play next week at the Amex Stadium to right our wrongs and get a W. There was times even last season, not last season, but there was times in the past where we had, what's the thing called, lost to a team, then beating them a couple of days after. Hopefully that can be the same thing because we need this. And like I said, today just outlines how important someone like Nicholas Jackson is. Because I don't really want to see Christopher Nkunku as a striker. But today, you knew full well there would be no other choice. There would be no other choice. Jackson was rested and he will be or should be fit for the next game. Should be fit for the next game. Cole Palmer, he tried a lot, but he couldn't do it all on his own. And we just got nullified. Brighton didn't do too much, but they got their goals. They took their chances. They did not outplay us. They weren't by far the better team than us. They weren't by far. We just didn't do enough. And that's the disappointment in itself. That's a disappointment, but I can't really expect too much else from an inexperienced team. Literally where it is. Defensively, we're not that good. And attacking wise, if we can't create enough, then it's going to be a hard game for us. So that's really where it was. Brian did enough, attacked our weakest point. So other than that, we literally just need to just make sure that we go hard in the next game, be on point, and get the 3 points in the next game in the Premier League, because the Premier League matters most. The Premier League is the biggest thing, and we are doing better in the Premier League this season than we did this time last season. The man them need to make sure that we just get top 4, Champions League football, and win the Conference League. We just need both of those things. I can understand there's going to be people in this world that are going to be upset, frustrated with the game today. I am frustrated as well. But I'm just trying to look at the brighter side, because it's easy to be negative. But we need to believe in this team. They have done better in the Premier League this season than last season. And I hope that we can just get the 3 points and go on a run in terms of the Premier League so that we can just get top 4. Because right now it is still in our hands. It's still in our hands. And I believe we can still get top 4. I definitely believe that. But we ain't going to win the FA Cup. No Carabao Cup. But at least we ain't going to go too far into the competitions just to lose again. So it is what it is. We need a striker. We need another striker. We need Sanchez in goal. Can't really say too much, man. It's just how it's going to be. But yeah, man, that's obviously going to be my match review there. And now I'm going to answer some questions. So Niles keeps laughing. It's fair, man. End of the day, your team ain't going to win niche this season, if we're going to be honest with you, unless you somehow can win the Champions League. So just keep laughing, because you lot got knocked out by a 10-man Manchester United. So that's your team. And I have enough for the 3 years. fair enough. I can understand that you're frustrated, especially after seeing this result. Yeah. But if I'm going to be honest with you, this time last year, I literally had no hope in the team. Literally had no hope in the team in terms of like how far we'd finish in the Premier League. Like right now, like last season, I felt way worse than I do now. But we ended the season positively in a better situation than we had. And I just hope that that's the same thing that can happen this season because we've gone through a slump. We have, but the season ain't done. We can still get top four. And if we get top four, get Champions League football, win the Conference League, then that's going to be just a start to a better future. Because the last 2 seasons, it's been dreadful. We finished 12th. This time last year, we was 10th. No hope of any Champions League football. None of that. Got knocked out of the Carabao Cup in the final. We were still in the FA Cup, but we still ended the season strongly. And that was after we didn't have too many games left to play. So I'll be honest, man, I'm just trying to look at the brighter side because it's easy to be negative. Very easy. But man needs to believe in this team. Believe that we can get top four. Believe we can get Champions League football. Believe we can win the Conference League because that's going to be easier than winning the FA Cup. Brighton are not scrubs. Brighton is a good team. Today, Tariq Lamptey was on smoke. Pedro Neto was probably our best player today in the attack. But Tariq Lamptey was on his job. Defensively, they were just on their jobs. And I'm not surprised, if we're going to be honest with you, when you think of the fact that they lost 7-0 just the other day. Like, they literally need to be better defensively. You cannot concede so many goals in 2 consecutive games. And like I said, they are not scrubs. They are a good team. Today, they just edged us. They weren't by far the better team. They just got through to the next round. And it's just how the game goes at times. Just how the game goes. So for me, I can understand that you're frustrated. But for me, you just got to look at the brighter side. Just got to look at the brighter side. Next game, we're back in the Premier League, back against Brighton at the Amex Stadium. Players like Reece James, players like Nicholas Jackson will be fit. And what I hope for is that we just get the 3 points. That we get the 3 points. It's frustrating that we're not going to get through to the FA Cup. We're going to go further. But I'd rather us get knocked out now rather than getting all the way to the final just to lose. I can understand all of that. But we have many more times to go to Wembley next season. We can still win a trophy and we can still win or get top 4 and get Champions League football. I know there's going to be people saying, oh, it's just the Conference League. How can you be saying that? For as bad as my team has been for the last couple of seasons, I would take any trophy at this point in time. Any trophy, especially a European trophy. So that's just how it's going to be for me. But yeah, man, I'd like to thank you all for your comments and that. That's going to be it from me regarding this match review. I'll be doing an edit after anyway, just to see how everything goes. But I'm gonna be honest, not good enough performance. The man them need to bounce back in the second half. I mean, not the second half. The man them need to be back in the next game. So how that we just get it done, man. But that's gonna be the match review from me. I'm gonna upload it as a video. I'm gonna download it and then upload it as a video as well. So stay tuned for that. And as always, come on Chelsea, come on Chelsea. We can still get top 4. We can still win the Conference League. That's better than nothing, and that's better than the last 2 seasons that we've had. So just trying to look on the brighter side instead of just being so negative, because we can be negative. It wasn't a good enough performance, but can we expect too much more? No, man. Just is what it is. But thank you for your support. See you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.